Hello everybody, I am back. So I got everything done I had to do and everything has now dried. And I didn't think I would have time to share it with you today. And I do. I have an art class tonight, and with that and everything else I had going on, I just wasn't sure. So that's why I posted that video earlier. So I want to share with you. I'll start with these things first. This is the little batch that I used some of the, I think it was a coral, something coral in yellow. This is on linen. Turned out nice, quite honestly. It's very subtle. It'd be very cute in, the yellow's quite bright. But it'd be very cute in like some kind of hand stitching project or even in a journal. The flowers have just a tint of the coral color. These are the two tags. These are the doilies that were in that batch. Then we get into the greens and the browns. I was surprised how this dried, but I think I did use either walnut or, vintage photo, something like that. This is cheesecloth. This is a piece of cheesecloth. This is the first piece I did, which was primarily walnut, and none of this has been pressed yet. I think it was like walnut and vintage photo and those shades. I don't know if that picked up from where I was drying things, but it has a little bit of that coral color going on there. This is one of the green ones. Surprised how this came out because everything looked so green. This one is really green. So that's the greens, and what have you. I have a stack that I coffee stained and tea stained, but you don't need to see that. That's something you see every day. Now this is the batch that I had the smallest amount of liquid. And you can see it came out much brighter. I love the way these flowers came out though. They just have a hint of that color in certain places on them. Came out really pretty. This came out, it's definitely a different color than what it was. It was stark white. It just has a little bit of the purplish color on it. The little flowers. Seam binders ribbon. This is the muslin, piece of scrap muslin. Cheesecloth. Cheesecloth. This is the piece of linen. And this is another piece of muslin. The surprise for me was this batch. As these things started drying, things started turning blue. Not all. You can see some blue here. This is the seam binders ribbon. It's primarily the purple shade, but it does have a touch of the blue on it. This lace has blue going through it. The flowers. This is a piece of muslin. Just hints of the blue. starting to come through. The linen. Another piece of cheesecloth has blue going through it. And remember, I had all these like wadded up, so I don't know. This is the scrap piece. But here, these are the papers that went with this batch. You can see the difference in how they dried. They're quite honestly pretty, very pretty. These are the items that went with this batch. And this is when I started noticing the blue. I was like, what is going on? As these things started to dry, they were turning blue. And I did end up, I don't know if I did that on camera, but I did some Tim Holtz flowers in that same batch. That's what the surprise was to me, is how I had purple and blue out of the same dye. The only thing, I wanted to get this, I've been keeping some notes in here. The only thing I thought of, remember I told you when I made those dyes, it's all of them had red cabbage. And then in one batch I added 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which makes blue. So I'm assuming this is that batch, and for some reason, I don't know, but that's what I'm assuming happened here. And then I'm thinking the other batch must be the one where I added the lemon juice. And then the batch that I threw away, it had actual mildew in it. I had showed the jar, and when I went to open that, I was like, I'm not using that. So I threw that one away because I held on to it too long. Next time I'll use it right away. But nonetheless, I just wanted to take a quick minute and share all this with you. I think this blue is beautiful. It really is pretty. I was just like flabbergasted when I went in and I saw the paper drying, and I was like, that paper is turning blue. And then I noticed the flowers and things, and then I started seeing more tints of blue come up on the edges here, and I thought all of this would turn blue, but it continued to dry and remained the purple shade. But anyway, I'm very excited about all of this. I will find uses for it all. It was a great learning experience, and it has made me excited to try new types of vegetable dyes. So I hope that you got something out of it, big or small. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.